The Awakened Whisper is what I would consider to be the easiest of the Desert Treasure 2 Awakened variants. And I think the general consensus is pretty much the same. It has probably the most similarities to the normal Whisper fight. It's rhythmic and it doesn't really require high actions per minute. While I think it's quite easy, people who are not so great at prayer flicking may find it much more challenging. I think a lot of people think that you just can't make any mistakes during this fight, otherwise it's over, and that's just not really true. There are certain mistakes that will drain more sanity than others. Taking damage from Whisper's tentacles drains a lot of sanity. Messing up the pillar special drains a lot of sanity. But taking her auto attack damage doesn't really drain much sanity, if at all. I would say the hardest part about this fight is really just that it takes so long because of Whisper's gigantic health pool. But if you understand her special attacks well and are decent at prayer flicking, then I think you will make pretty short work of this boss. So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip of my main's kill and pause where needed to make comments. So during the orb special, it would be best if you could do it if you have them memorized, so you can do it outside of the Shadow Realm. That way, you don't take that much, you don't lose that much sanity. But it's not really mandatory. I've seen quite a few clears of the Awakened Whisper where people just do the entire pattern inside the Shadow Realm, and it's fine. But of course, if you want them save the most amount of sanity for the final phase that we have the best chances, then yeah, you should probably memorize the pattern so you can quickly enter, see which one it is, and just exit. And then you want to try to lose as little ticks as possible during the special. Alright, so the Pillar Special. So if you've watched Red Eye Jedi's guide, his method is very, very good for solving quite quickly. And you actually have quite a few ticks before you can escape from the Shadow Realm. So what you do is as soon as the Pillar Special starts, you enter the Shadow Realm. You identify where the highest pillar HP is, which is this one, and you want to run to the opposite way because you're going to end up over there. So in the normal variant, there's only 3 pillars, like 3 different health pillars, but in the Awakened there's 5. So step 1 is enter the Shadow Realm as soon as it starts. Find out where the highest HP pillar is, run to the opposite side, and you just want to memorize the first, second, and third pillar. You don't even need to memorize the fourth one, because the fourth one, once the first, second, and third pillars are dead, the fourth one will kind of present itself because you know where the fifth one is. So, yeah, so you just have to run to the opposite side of the high HP pillar, memorize which one is the lowest, the second lowest, and the third lowest pillar, and that's all you really need. And you don't need to, go in and go out of the Shadow Realm that quick. You got some time. So yeah, that's my strategy, and I pretty much didn't fail a single pillar, even on my first try. It was quite easy with this strategy. Yeah, and so for the ghost special, you basically just want to spend as little time in the Shadow Realm as possible, because it's not really efficient to kill all of them. Like with Venator Bow and the Blowpipe, you actually end up with a net loss of sanity, even if you do it perfectly. So I think basically the strat is just enter, kill the Sanitas ghost, and just leave the rest and tank the damage. And that's what I would recommend. So when Whisper reaches below 50%, this is kind of like a new tentacle pattern that can happen. And so basically you just want to, what I did was I just flinch it, right? So you, like normally the L movement that I do will dodge all the tentacles, but under 50% it doesn't always do that. So you kind of have to be reactive. If it is this tentacle attack, you need to run out from the, you don't want, since it's appearing north and south, you don't want to run north or south. So I will run east or west and then flinch it back. And so this is the only change, under 50%. This is pretty much the only change. Yeah, so you can actually you can actually see there I missed an auto attack, but I don't think my sanity went down, if at all. So yeah, you can tank her auto attacks. What you don't want to tank is those tentacles. Like if the tentacle hits you, then you're gonna lose quite a lot of sanity. But like if you miss a prayer flick, it's not the end of the world. Sending dust. Sending dust. Okay. 1. That's 2. 'And now for the Enraged, normally in the normal Whisper, it always starts with range, and the Awakened, it always starts with mage. And if you watch Red Eye Jedi's video, he uses a 4-tick weapon because she attacks on a 4-tick cycle, which means basically you will switch prayers and then attack, or like you will switch prayers twice every time you attack. So you will pray mage, and then you attack, and you pray range, you move. You pray mage, you attack, you pray range, you move. You can use a shadow too, but like I said, since she's on a 4-tick cycle, it just really feels, it feels really, really good with the trident, because it's almost like 1-to-1. You just gotta switch your prayers twice per, like every time you attack.
Combat task completed.
And yeah, that's basically all there is to the Awakened Whisper. I feel like it's the easiest one of the four. And so I'm going to go ahead and play the clear I got on my Iron Man. Just the end. I don't want to bore you with the whole thing. I'm not going to comment over it because it's pretty much exactly the same. And I do believe my Casey on the Iron Man was a double death. I think my trident or my saying just didn't hit as well. And that's just, unlucky. But yeah, as you can see, you can make some mistakes, take some auto attack damage, and you'll be fine. It doesn't drain sanity. The only things that drain sanity are like tentacle attacks, messing up the specials, messing up the orbs, the pillar attacks. Those will cost you the run. But taking auto attack damage because you missed a prayer flick is fine. Sanitas. Oops. Okay, one. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
after
It
dying
must be
on
a
my hard cry,
glitch.
man.
It
Completed.
must be. We
Combat
won!
task completed.